This haircut was done at the crib. Now, is it the best haircut that I've ever gotten? No.
Absolutely not.
But it's comparable. And if you think I'm playing, guys, I'm not playing whatsoever. I just bought these clippers very recently. They're very, very decent clippers. They're pretty much barber grade clippers. And I bought the trimmers and everything, guys. I'm cutting my own hair at the crib from now on. What's up, world? Welcome back to Cancel Thoughts. It's your boy Better Days here. Today I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a long time now, and it's really been bothering me ever since I turned 18 and I had to become more responsible for myself. But one of the things that kind of you experience around that age is you start becoming a lot more cognizant of how much stuff costs, because you start having to provide for yourself, and you start, especially if you didn't grow up wealthy, you start really looking at the price increases on stuff, and it's kind of crazy. But one of the things that I've noticed that's very, very unique and specific to a lot of men, because I try to gear a lot of my content on this channel toward men, is the price that we've been paying on our haircuts, guys. And
this has gotten out of control.
I'm just gonna come out and say this, and I know a lot of people agree with me on this. These barbers, guys, have lost their goddamn minds. And very recently, guys, I've been noticing a lot more people have been articulating that exact same thing. But for me, growing up, a haircut used to be $10,
which is fine.
A lining used to be $5, and all the peripheral services used to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 as well. But over the 2010s or whatnot, I noticed that price start creeping up. First, it went to $15, then it went to $20, and
I never once complained.
However,
by the time that it got to about $25, guys, I started looking at it and I started going, you guys are out of your goddamn minds.
Things only got worse.
About 2 years ago, I went to a barber, and this dude said he charges $50 for a goddamn haircut.
You heard correctly.
And that's when I started looking for other alternatives. And if I'm being 100% honest, guys, I found one. I'm not going to lie to you, but I got a video today that I'm about to show you guys that really prompted me making this video, in that a lot of these barbers are really only doing this because they're greedy people. And if I'm being 100% honest, guys, I understand if the market is what the market is and they have people who are going to be paying them these exorbitant amounts of money.
it is what it is.
Before I get into it, though, you guys already know I'm about to ask you guys to do me a solid and hit that like and subscribe button for more content. I'm trying to make sure as many people find this channel as possible, and the only way I'm going to do that is with you guys' help.
I'm 21. I'm going to make 110K this year.
Okay.
And my problem is I have a 21-year-old car that isn't running as well as it used to.
Okay.
So because of that, I'm looking at something a little more fun, a BMW 330i.
Okay.
I'm stuck on if I should give in and enjoy a newer, well, it's going to be used, or if I should keep the money to further invest, since I do invest pretty aggressively, I'd say.
What percentage are you putting away?
Say at least 30%.
Okay. How much will the BMW cost?
To about 29, 30.
Okay. And tell us more about the rest of your financial snapshot. I want to know how long you've been making this income. I want to know if you have any debt, and I want to know your living situation.
Last year, I made 103. This year, 110.
What do you do, man?
I cut hair. I'm a barber.
You make 110 grand cutting hair?
Yes.
I love this country.
Way to go.
Way to go, dude.
Do you have any debt?
I don't even necessarily care about the rest of that, but even the surprise in the face of the host here kind of has to let you know what I'm talking about. And that, when did barbers start being able to afford BMWs? Like, I'm so confused by that. And listen, I'm about people getting their money. If you guys are capitalists, I'm also a capitalist person. I understand that people work hard for their money, and I'm about people getting their money.
However,
when you start noticing just kind of the impetus behind some of the price increases that we're talking about here, you start going, yo, you're not a goddamn surgeon. What the fuck do you mean you're making $110,000 cutting hair? You cut hair, bro. Like, what do you think this is? And listen, if you have people, again, who are willing to pay you $50 for a haircut that doesn't last necessarily over a week or anything like that, have at it, bro. I'm not here to complain about it. I'm just not one of those people. But when people try to talk about this, they start talking about, well, it's just inflation and the price of like keeping a seat and renting out your seat, and you have to pay the store or whatever. You go, okay, I understand that. But inflation causes stuff to increase maybe double. It doesn't cause the price of a haircut to quadruple. It's literally quadruple, guys. As I mentioned earlier, a haircut used to be $10. I checked how much a haircut costs at the place that I used to go to get my haircut at, guys. Right now, they're charging $45 for a haircut. The guy that I'm talking about that I went to 2 years ago said he was charging $50 for a haircut. A lining right now at the place that I used to go to was $25.
What exactly
do you think this is?
That's not inflation. That's you guys being greedy and wanting to get BMWs. And I'm just not for that whatsoever. And again, guys, if you're a barber, I understand. Get your money. I'm never going to be mad at somebody getting their money. But you guys need to start understanding that the market is starting to turn. And there are people like me out there who are not going to be going for this nonsense anymore, guys. One of the things that a lot of the barbers will say is, well, I dictate the price and the price is what it is. And if you're not willing to pay that price, go somewhere else. No, guys, I'm not going anywhere else. This haircut was done at the crib. Now, is it the best haircut that I've ever gotten? No.
Absolutely not.
But it's comparable. And if you think I'm playing, guys, I'm not playing whatsoever. I just bought these clippers very recently. They're very, very decent clippers. They're pretty much barber grade clippers. And I bought the trimmers and everything, guys. I'm cutting my own hair at the crib from now on. The place that I was going to very recently before I decided to stop, they were charging about $25 for a haircut. And I had to really, really scour all of Chicago to find this place even. Very recently, they decided that they were going to up the price by $5 more. And to me, I was just looking at it and I'm like, yo, I've seen this story before. Next thing you guys are going to be doing is you're going to be charging 35 and then it's going to turn into 40 and then it's going to be turning to 45 and all of a sudden it's going to be $50 and we're going to be like, yo, what the hell is going on? But I'm not even playing this game with y'all anymore. You guys are out of pocket. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to provide for yourself, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be providing the service that you provide, but there's a certain point where you guys turn from being like really, really sympathetic people to pretty much preying on your consumers, and that's what I think a lot of these barbers have been doing very recently, and a lot of people have had it. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about the entire situation, and if you're a dude that goes to the barbershop, let me know how many times you go to the barbershop, because I know some guys who are going to the barbershop 4 times a month. I know some guys that go to the barbershop about twice a month, and they're paying anywhere from $100 a month to $200 a month to $250 a month. Who as that regular person is able to afford that on a regular basis? And I understand that women have to pay their price or whatever for their hair to get their hair done as well, but the frequency with which women have to go get their hair done to me isn't even comparable to how much that men have to actually go to get their haircut, because men have to get their haircut really for the most part like twice a month if they're trying to stay kempt. And before I even decided to get these clippers myself, I was going to the barbershop maybe once a month, but then they decided to up that price and I was just like, I'm not having it anymore, guys. I'm not going to be paying you guys 35, 40 bucks, 50 bucks for a goddamn haircut that doesn't look good over a week. I'm not doing it anymore. And I know a lot of people stand by me when I say that as well, because it's getting out of hand, guys. Inflation is what it is. People are just unable to afford basic life right now. A haircut is a luxury in my opinion. It's not something that's a necessity. And yes, I get it that people have to stay kempt, especially if they have a job or if they're someone who's on the internet and trying to pursue something like that. But people don't need haircuts from barbershops. They don't need to go to salons anymore if they can pick that stuff up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about the entire stuff, and what are you guys doing in terms of finding alternatives for yourself. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I really do appreciate you. If you liked what you heard today, do me a solid and like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really do help out the channel a lot, guys. And if you didn't like what you heard, thanks for allowing me to occupy your time. Consider leaving a comment in the comments down below letting me know exactly what it was that you disagreed with, and maybe we could talk about it. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for pressing play on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.